Okay, we was able to save a family heirloom chair made out of American chestnut, made out of some old lumber years and years ago. Unfortunately, the sun's not shining, so you can see the true colors. You like that chair? You like it, don't you, buddy? Just as a reference, when we started, that was the color of the chair, old and weathered and some rotten stuff. Just as a reference, see if you can get in there. Look at that difference. This looks amazing in person. Got the old knuckle into the sanding machine. Ooh, I quit for the day. That's nice. That's a good job. Don't see many people do stuff like that anymore. Everything's made cheap. This is well worth restoring. I got me a fire going because it's chilly. It's supposed to be almost 66 degrees today, but it ain't gonna make it because it's still cloudy. My phone says it's sunny outside, and it's not. It's cloudy and cool. But maybe this afternoon we'll knock the chill off. I gotta shut up. I gotta get out of here. I got stuff to do. We'll see y'all in a little bit. This kind of goes on their porch, and it's weathered. You can see here it's coming off and flaking. And it looks like oak. I'm pretty sure it's oak. And the way it looks, I'll know for sure when I start sanding. This is where the sun beats down on this side of it. And it's all screwed together. I don't know if it's glued or not. It could be. Kind of doubt it, but it might be. So I'm gonna try to get these old rusty screws out. Then, okay, I'll lean you over. That kind of cleans that junk out of that hole. And take this part into individual pieces. There's a bunch of them. And we've got to sand all these down. Of course, I'll put some new screws in it. And I've got some good marine grade urethane, spar urethane to put on it. So we're going to try our hand. And instead of sanding this stuff down, I may get the old planer over there and take off like a 30-second and a 30-second on the back. So then I only have to sand by hand these edges and then a quick sand on that. But anyhow, we're gonna try it. If I get these old rusty screws out, I think we got a pretty good shot at making it pretty again. And it's a very, very comfortable chair, I can tell you that. I believe we can make it look a lot better than this. Give you a good shot. And of course, it hangs by the chains, but it has a nice little swoop for your hiney to sit right there. Got a little lumbar support, kicks in, and it don't kick your head too far forward. Very, very comfortable. Don't even need a cushion. This is gonna be a booger. I'm getting things figured out. The problem is, down here on all these bolts, somebody has resealed this at one time and put stuff on real thick. And I could probably wire wheel that and get that junk off, but I couldn't really get in there without getting into that. Clean it off to get it out, but we're gonna get it. We just have to buy some new hardware, and the screw holes are just full of junk, as you could see. So my solution to that problem is an impact screwdriver, but this is gonna take all day just to get it apart. It's gonna be the hardest part of the job, really. Okay, that's where we're at. Fun times. Do 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 do. It is a nice swing. Nice swing. All right. Neanderthal has evolved. Instead of doing this, why not use this? Getting smarter as I get older. Hello. Uh-oh. That one's gonna be a problem. We'll be back. We got it. Look at that. They notched that out. Fit around that. That's nice. That's a good job. Don't see many people do stuff like that anymore. Everything's made cheap. This is well worth restoring. Okay, after struggling for about an hour and finding a bunch of parts and tools, I think I got a system down to get these old screws out. Relatively easy, just takes a little time. Let me show you. We'll take this impact screwdriver. I'm gonna change the head out to, that's a number 1. These are number 2 Phillips, to a number 1. Stick that in there, try to line up the slots when I can see them the best I can. Oh, wait, oh, that's a stretch. Lined up. Then pop, pop. Okay, I'll lean you over. That kind of cleans that junk out of that hole. And then we swap in the number 2 Phillips head. And we put that in there, being careful to line up the slots again. Couple hits, little twist. She's loose. Then you can see it. That's pretty clean now, so the regular drill won't strip it out. And then just to save me a bunch of twisting, we'll pop that out of there just like so. Throw that in the trash bucket. There we go. So now we've only got those to do, those to do, those to do, and those to do. But the sun come out, so it's warming up. So this is my afternoon. I'll come back to you when it's all apart. Oh boy. I wish my radio hadn't quit. Have to get a new one. I got my phone. I'll turn this phone on. Okay, it's now 5 o'clock. There she is. I've had enough of that. Coming together. Well, not really. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's coming together yet. It's coming apart at the seams. All right, let me get off here and get back to work. Another 30 minutes, I'm gonna call it quits. Getting tired. I know it don't look like much, but I just spent 2.5 hours getting all this sanded down, these pieces, except for the very edge. So I got all the old varnish. That's what it used to look like. This is the rotten piece I got replaced, but can't see it was that. Piece broke, gotta fix that. It's looking better. Looks better in person than on camera, for sure. This is gonna be cool. Got the old knuckle into the sanding machine. Ooh, I quit for the day. All right, the worst part's over. After Oh gosh, it's been 2.5, 3.5, almost 4 hours of sanding. I got the majority of the sanding done. We got all these pieces done. All these main seat pieces done. Anyway, I'm gonna do all the filler and stuff, and then I'll do a quick final sand before I'm gonna take each piece individually and seal it a couple times probably before I put it together. And that way where stuff sits together, one piece on top of the other, it'll have something on it to keep the water from creeping down in there. This was a very well-built swing. I don't know who made it years ago. It's out of Chestnut. It almost looks like an Amish type of swing. Man, they did a good job. Took me almost 4 hours to get it apart. That's just because somebody filled up all the screws with 2 or 3 coats of poly. Ugh. Don't ever do that. Don't do it. Just make sure you don't get it off. Don't fill the whole screw hole full of stuff. Anyway. Painters. All right. On to the next phase. Okay, we got the rotted wood restorer. Basically that stops any rot, and used a whole little can of that. Okay, I worked myself out of a job. I went through all the old pieces and put this wood restore on. And basically what that does, that stops any rot that may have started on it. Most of it's really good, but I went ahead and put it down in where all the old screw holes were, where it had gotten some water down in there. And then I come in with my exterior wood glue and put down in there as well. Let that sink in. So I need all that to dry, and then I'm gonna come in with my interior exterior wood filler, Bondo, and I'll smooth all this stuff out and fill in any of these holes and stuff, and we'll be good to go. And I've got to get a new radio down here in my shop because it quit working, and I'm down here. I've been down here for hours, and I'm starting to get all philosophical with myself. And that would be fine, but there's 3 of me. And that third guy just don't understand sometimes. He just don't get it. And I get tired of explaining things to him. So, I don't know. It might be the fumes, because this right here is pretty potent. I would suggest you do it in the fresh air, is what I'm saying, I guess. Oh, it's extremely flammable too. May cause flash fire. That gives me an idea. I ain't gonna put it in the wood stove. I ain't gonna see what it'll do. Although I wanna know. I gotta get out of here. We'll see you when we come back. If you're ever working on a project, find a scrap piece of the same type of lumber and put your finished coats on it. If you're gonna stain it, stain it. This just has a clear coat, and this is the wood raw. That's quite a bit of difference. This will be a finished look. We'll just get 2 more coats of clear on that. That's a big difference. Then you'll know you need to do that so you know exactly what it's gonna look like when it's finished. But we got first coat on them last night. And all these are ready. I know it looks a little rough. None of this on these sides, this side will be seen. The slats cover all that up. The main thing is I filled in all those holes. The old screw holes where water got down in there and penetrated some. Had a few light spots of wood, I'd call it, a little punky. So I put the rotted wood restorer down in there, and then I put some exterior wood glue, and then I topped it off with some just a wood bondo to keep water from penetrating in them looser areas. And I found a piece of wood that matches real close. It looks pretty close when it's got the finish coat on it. And I found a darker piece of this. The grain's pretty similar. This has a little bit of an oaky look. This is more of a straight grain, but I tried to find some grains that kind of matched what we have going on here, and the color's real close. But we had to do that because you can't find wormy chestnut anymore. So that'll work for that. And then this is on the back anyhow. You won't see most of that. But yeah, we got kind of like that. And that's the bottom. So grain's pretty close. This has that little bit of an oaky looking grain. But I wonder if the chestnut is in the oak family. Anyway, but that's it. These are ready to clear coat, first coat. I had to do some touch-up bondo work on this. This one was not too bad, but I had to get rid of the old punky stuff in there. And that won't take stain. That'll just have to be a, what would you call that? I don't even know. Be a little streaky, which would be kind of neat because you have the light streak and then the dark streak. And then the regular wood there. So that's just what we had to do. And I'd missed a couple little holes here on the back. These were just some old worm holes where water got in. Stained everything. But this will be dry in a little bit. By the time I get those done, these will be ready to final sand and coat them. And that's what I'm doing for the next 2 or 3 hours. Fun stuff. Fun project. Here we go. Let's get back to work. Looks good with the black screws, since those old screws left a little mineral ring everywhere. Can't help that. That's just going to have to be part of it. It's reclaimed with a little bondo streak. Nice and slick. Looks kind of neat. What do you think, buddy? What do you think, buddy? What do you think?
He's a good dog. You like the chair too, don't you? You like the chair too, don't you? Yeah. You need a little loving. You an old dog, ain't you? Yeah. Good boy. All right, I gotta go to another job. We'll see you later, buddy.
You want to say bye to everybody? What do you say, buddy? Hey, tell me see you later. We'll see you later. We'll see you later.
Oh, you's a good one. You's a good puppy, yeah.
All right.